Hello and welcome to a special segment on WCMS News. I'm Hannah Turner here with Susan Lee from Kentucky River Foothills, who is here today to talk about Child Abuse Prevention Month. Why do you choose to meet with middle schoolers to talk about Child Abuse Prevention Month?
Well, as middle schoolers, you need to be educated on the types of abuse, and you also need to know what's appropriate and inappropriate so that maybe you could help yourself or a friend or younger children that you may know that could possibly be abused.
What are the types of abuse?
The most visible is physical abuse, and that's where marks or bruises or scratches could be left on the body, which is very visible and the easiest type of abuse to prove. There's emotional and mental abuse, which is more on the inside. Like maybe you have a kiddo that's very nervous and not treated very nicely at home, like maybe they're always called names and not felt to like they have any self-worth from the parent or caregiver. Then there's neglect, which is where a kiddo may not be having their basic needs met. Like maybe there's not enough food, maybe they don't have appropriate clothes. And I'm not talking like brand name clothes. I'm talking if it's super cold outside, they need to have a jacket and all that stuff. And then in the summer have, clothes so they won't burn up. And also that could include medical. Maybe a kiddo needs medicine or stuff and the parents don't take them to the doctor. The hardest one to talk about is child sexual abuse, and that's has to deal with private areas and either caregivers or other adults. They may touch or want you to do things. They may want to show you videos that are inappropriate. They may want you to look at pictures that are inappropriate. So any of that is included in the sexual abuse. There doesn't actually have to be any of the terrible touching or anything, but it is a problem if they want you to do things that are inappropriate for your age. Another one that I want to talk about, which is real important, it doesn't deal directly with kiddos, but it affects kiddos, and that is domestic violence. And that's where adults, your caregivers are, they may have physical altercations at home. They may threaten each other. There might be weapons. There may be all these things, and it makes everyone they're kind of walking around on eggshells, and sometimes kiddos have to see physical violence, and that's not good. It's not a good thing. So those are the types of abuse.
What should we do if we suspect or know of any type of abuse going on?
Tell someone you trust. Talk to a teacher, your principal, Officer Hale that's here at the school, anyone, a grandparent, a brother, a sister, a friend. You have to tell so that it'll stop. And it may not be the easiest thing to do, but if it's going on, it's not a positive thing, and you need to let somebody know that. You can call the police, you can call 911. The only thing that I would ask you to do if there's physical altercations at your home between parents or caregivers, make sure you're safe before you make that phone call, but always make that phone call and tell someone.
Why is it important to tell?
Well, for your safety, that's my number one concern. I work for an agency that we strive every day to make sure that kiddos are safe and every family has a positive feel at home. We do all that we can, and there's DCBS that we make these reports to. I make reports to DCBS about if I suspect anything in the homes I go into, and they're here to they do an investigation just to make sure that kiddos are safe and everybody has what they need. It's what we do. We want to make sure you all deserve a life that is free from harm and full of love, and we just want to make sure that is how things are going for you. So,
thank you so much for joining us, Ms. Lee. That's a powerful information you share with us today. April is National Child Abuse Prevention Month. I hope that all of you will support Child Abuse Prevention Month by wearing blue on April 11th. Thank you for joining us today on WCMS News. I'm Hannah Turner.
And that's a wrap.